Hello everyone, this is Maura Doyle, and today I'll be presenting on my project designing a Tests and Measures workshop for school-based physical therapists. For this semester's project, I designed a course on tests and measures for school-based physical therapists. In the past, I have presented this workshop as a one-day in-person training for new hires at the New York City Department of Education. The purpose of this workshop is to familiarize a therapist with standardized tools that can be used to assess school function in students receiving school-based physical therapy. For this project, my primary goal was to convert this in-person course into an effective online format so that new hires could still attend the training during the COVID-19 pandemic. In previous iterations of the workshop, I had relied heavily on lecture to convey information. So in redesigning the workshop, I also hope to incorporate more active learning experiences to improve the participants' engagement with and retention of the material. One of the challenges I faced when redesigning this course was translating the laboratory component to an online format. When the course is delivered in person, we start the morning with a lecture about the tests and measures, which is followed by a lab that gives participants an opportunity to practice administering and scoring the tests. I considered other ways of conducting the laboratory virtually, such as videotaping myself performing the tests with a student, which the participants could watch and score. However, this would not give the participants a chance to actually practice the tests with an experienced mentor who could observe their performance and give them feedback. I ultimately decided that an in-person lab session would be necessary and changed the course design to blend two synchronous Zoom modules with one in-person lab session. Another challenge I encountered was finding a way to incorporate feedback into my online assessment task. I designed a post-workshop short answer quiz to assess the participants' achievement of the learning objectives, which would be administered via Google Forms. While Google Forms allows the designer to embed feedback into multiple choice quizzes, I had difficulty finding a way to let participants know if their short answer questions were correct. My current solution is to email individualized feedback to each participant after the workshop, but I think it would be better for me to find an online test platform that will give me more flexibility in providing immediate feedback within the quiz itself. A new aspect of course design that I learned this semester was cognitive task analysis. When writing learning objectives prior to this course, I had focused on the end goal without breaking it down into the component steps the learner would need to progress through in order to reach the goal. Completing the cognitive task analysis for each of my assessment tasks made me aware of my expert blind spots and the incorrect assumptions I often make about what novices already know how to do. The cognitive task analysis enabled me to create more effective assessment tasks for this course, and I will continue to use this technique in future courses. Prior to this course, I had never heard of Richard Meyer's multimedia learning principles or the dual channel assumption, and I found these principles to be extremely enlightening. I realized that in my previous courses, I've often overloaded my slides with dense text, which likely overwhelmed the audience as they could not decide whether to read the slide or to listen to my narration. I especially appreciated the feedback I received this semester that encouraged me to incorporate more visual representations rather than long lines of text into my work. Now that I've completed the course design, the aspect I'm most excited about is my incorporation of active learning experiences throughout the workshop. The course now begins with a digital survey that encourages the participants to actively engage with each other, and this engagement continues throughout a lab, a case study accompanied by a think, pair, share activity, and a class discussion. I am also excited about the use of worked examples, which I had not included in previous iterations of this course. Through the worked examples, I can demonstrate how the participants will use information from their interviews with teachers and observations of children in the school environment to select the appropriate tests and measures, and then use the assessment results to make clinical decisions. The worked examples allow me to bridge the content to clinical practice in a way that is more meaningful and effective for the participants. Based on my experiences this semester, one thing I would recommend to other instructors is to seek feedback from colleagues and potential students throughout the design process. I think asking for feedback is especially important when redesigning a course you have taught before, when you may be tempted to stick with what you've been doing all along, rather than attempting to be innovative. I also recommend asking a colleague from outside your profession to provide feedback, as this can help illuminate expert blind spots that you share with other professionals in your discipline. Finally, I would recommend taking the time to complete a cognitive task analysis with each of your assessment tasks to ensure that you're addressing all of the skills your students will need to master in order to achieve their learning goals. Thank you for watching this presentation and have a great day.